Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome inside the Ford Performance Center here in Etobicoke for today's presentation of Etobicoke Dolphins hockey here on YouTube Live. I'm Thomas Russe alongside Chris Sinclair. We are getting ready for a big top three clash as the Etobicoke Dolphins taking on the Burlington Barracudas here this afternoon. We're going to have a special pregame ceremony as the Etobicoke Dolphins honoring those who represented Etobicoke and the Ontario Women's Hockey Association at the recent U18 National Championships. We'll let you listen into that right now.
Junior team representing their respective provinces at the event, along with the equipment manager, Brian Stittle, and head coach, Joe Buckins. We would like to also congratulate Burlington Barracudas forward Kaylee Tiller and athletics therapist Laura Mankaya for winning the 2024 Under-18 National Championship with Team Ontario Red last week. Today, we congratulate the following players for representing the respective provinces at the Under-18 National Championships. Team Alberta, number 12, Charday Sandilands, who was also named the team captain of Team Alberta and a player of the game versus Team Ontario Red. Team Atlantic, number 29, Ava Wood, who was named assistant captain of Team Atlantic and named player of the game versus Team Manitoba. Team Atlantic 6, Megan Mossy, who was also named Player of the Game versus Team Ontario Red. Team Ontario Blue, number 4, Grace Van Olsen, who helped lead Team Ontario Blue. Team Ontario Red, Sydney Sawyer, who was named Player of the Game versus Team Manitoba. Team Ontario Red, number 89, Riley Sorokin. Team Ontario Red, number 11, Lexi Bertelson, who was also named assistant captain and a player of the game versus Team Saskatchewan. Team Ontario Red, number 72, Rachel Piggott. Team Ontario Red, number 16, Sophia Ismail, who was also named player of the game versus Team Atlantic. From Team Ontario Red, the unsung hero, equipment manager, Brian Stittle. Team Ontario Red from Burlington Junior Barracudas, forward Kaylee Tiller. From Team Ontario Red, athletic therapist, Laura Moncada. Congratulations to everyone for proudly representing the OWHA Under-22 Elite League.
And with the ceremony in the books, we welcome you back inside the Ford Performance Center. Thomas Piercy alongside Chris Sinclair as the warm-ups just getting underway between Etobicoke and Burlington. Chris, it's a top battle of the top 3 teams in the OWHA U22 Elite Program as Burlington and Etobicoke fighting for the number 1 spot. If either team wins the regulation today, they will take over first place heading into tomorrow afternoon. This is such a pivotal game here at the Ford Performance Center.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you look at these 2 teams, there's a reason why they are 2 of the top 3 teams in this league. Such a big battle. I'm going to be looking for a few things here. I know Etobicoke is known for their attention to defense, so I expect this to be a bit of a low-scoring game, but it's going to be a really, really exciting game.
Etobicoke coming off a big win on Wednesday evening, picking up a win against the Central York Panthers. They will take them on tomorrow afternoon, as a matter of fact, at 12:15 here at the Ford Performance Center. But Burlington, as we talked about, Chris, have been rolling as of late, coming in with a record of 11-2-0-3. That is the second best in the OWHA. As we look at the standings here, as we mentioned, the Burlington Barracudas are currently sitting 2 points back of the division and league lead just behind the Ottawa Senators, and Etobicoke 1 point behind them. So again, very pivotal points in play here this afternoon, and you got to imagine these two teams are not going to give an inch for either side.
No, that's exactly what I'm thinking as well. I'm looking at this, and again, that there's a reason why they're the two of the top teams, right? This is going to be a really, really exciting matchup. It's going to be unbelievable to watch these two teams play. And like I said, I expect it to be low scoring because it's they're really sticklers for defense.
Bit of news for the Etobicoke Dolphins, getting a couple of recent commits. Rachel Pickett recently committing to the University of Minnesota Golden Gophers women's hockey team. And officially Taylor Scott has locked down her commitment to Merrimack College earlier this week. When you look at the Burlington Barracudas roster, Chris, it just really goes to show how well-rounded they are. And in terms of talent that's heading to NCAA, you of course, you just look at this roster. You got the Taylors, Kaylee and Chelsea, both heading to the University of Connecticut. Jayla Carter and Sarah Manis heading to Clarkson University. You got Eden Gowing, who just recently committed to the Varsity Blues in the University of Toronto. This is a really well-rounded program for Burlington, and just everything has seemed to go their way this season.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that when you look at where some of these players are ultimately committed to, like there's a testament to what kind of program Burlington has with them.
And then, of course, Etobicoke coming off of the recent high with that win on Wednesday, and also getting some gold around their necks as head coach Joe Buffovich led Team Ontario Red to the national championship at the U18 Nationals in Quebec earlier in the month. So while we have a moment, why don't we congratulate those that represented the Etobicoke Dolphins at the national championships. Of course, Sydney Sawyer, Riley Sorokin, Rachel Piggott, Sophia Ishmael, Lexi Bertelson, and equipment manager Brian Stittle, all were winning gold for Team Ontario Red. You also had Grace Van Volsen representing Team Ontario Blue. You had St. Sandalins representing Team Alberta. You had Ava Wood and Megan Mossy representing the Team Atlantic. And also, I believe they also said that Kaylee Tiller winning gold for Team Ontario Red as well, which is pretty impressive. So congratulations to those young ladies, and of course Joe Bukovich and Brian Stittle for representing, as well as Laura Moncada, who represented Burlington at the national tournament. We got to see a few games, Chris, over the course of the last week, some really entertaining hockey, and that was a nail-biter of a gold medal game against Team Quebec. It just goes to show how great a tournament like this, not just for these women under the age of 18, but just for women's hockey in general. It really has taken the world by storm.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, like those games, they were all really close games. They were all really, really good games for Team Ontario Red to be able to go back-to-back. It shows you obviously the skill set that we have just here in Ontario, but as a whole, it's an incredible tournament, and I think with the other things going on around the world of women's hockey, I think we're starting, the fans here, they show up. There's tons and tons of fans here. There's tons and tons of fans at every one of those games. Really, really exciting time for women's hockey.
And just looking over the stats for the Etobicoke Dolphins, no surprise, Emma Beauchamp has been on fire coming into today's game. 14 games and 21 points. That is third best in the league. You look elsewhere, though, a real monster on the power play. Megan Mossy leading the league with 5 power play goals on the season. Megan Mossy has really impressed a lot of people. You got to imagine that teams from around the NCAA are biting their lip, just waiting to try and get commitments for Megan Mossy down the road.
Absolutely. I've been someone who's been really, really on the Megan Mossy train. I think she is a fantastic defender, and to see how she moves that puck out of the zone, that's one of the things that I'm going to be looking at again today. But yeah, like you said, NCAA, they're going to be fighting over her, that's for sure.
So it looks like we're almost set to go for our national anthem. We'll step on and let you listen in, and then we'll get your starting goaltenders in just a moment. Etobicoke of Burlington, it should be a dandy from the Fort Performance Center. You're listening to Thomas Mercier and Chris Sinclair here on the home of the Dolphins on YouTube Live.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's OWHL Under-22 Intermission game between the Etobicoke Junior Dolphins and today's opponent, the Burlington Junior Barracudas. Our game officials are referees Phil Tuck and Tyler Kuez. On the lines, we have Jeff Adams and Carly Jewell. Tonight's starting lineup for Burlington. At forward, number 8, Sarah Manis. At forward, number 95, Caitlin Charlton. At forward, number 83, Dara Brown. On defense, number 20, Kate Manis. On defense, number 22, Lexi Stannett. And in goal, number 39, Mackenzie Ferguson. Coach Kevin Greco. The starting lineup for your junior Dolphins. At forward, number 14, Grace Van Bolson. At forward, number 88, Spencer McCarry. At forward, number 89, Riley Sorokin. On defense, number 18, Fiona Waddick. On defense, number 34, Megan Mossy. And starting goal, number 30, Lily Prendergast. Coach Joe Bukovich. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are able, please stand and move your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
And with the national anthems in the books, we're ready to roll on a Saturday afternoon here in Etobicoke. The Dolphins and the Barracuda ready to get it on for a clash for two of the top three teams in the OWHA U22 Elite Division. Today's starting goaltenders in net today for the Barracudas, no surprise, Mackenzie Ferguson comes in with a record of 7-2 with one shutout, a .913 save percentage, and a goals against average of 1.83. And at the other end for your Etobicoke Dolphins will be the Vermont commit Lily Prendergast, an impressive 7-1 on the season with 3 shutouts in 8 games, 1.35 and a .917. In terms of starting lines on defense, Burlington starting with Kate Manis and Lexi Stannett. On forward, Sarah Manis, Dara Brown, and Caitlin Charlton. While the Dolphins are going to challenge on the back end with Fiona Waddick and Megan Mossy. Up front, we got the combination of Spencer Vakari, Riley Sorokin, and Grace Van Volsen. With that, we're underway from Etobicoke. Was an early centering chance there, and nearly tapping that one went in with an early chance. Spencer Vakari, but now played into the corner as both teams jockeying for position. Back to the line, Megan Mossy, point shot. That one turned away by Ferguson. That's back to the half wall. Good play there by Fiona Waddick to try and send it in deep. The Stonehill College commit. Now Mossy bringing it back across the line onside. Trying to truck into the zone as it's now brimmed around the boards by Burlington. They will look to move it out courtesy of Dara Brown, the commit of Maine. Sent down the ice, and we'll get our first icing call with 38 seconds gone here in the first period. Chris, no surprise. A bit of a good start there for Etobicoke and a couple of good shots, but Ferguson able to stand up to the test early.
Yeah, that's something that I was noticing as well, is they started off with the puck and they attacked in the zone, and the only reason that it went out of the opponent's zone is because there was a dumped out, right? So I think it was a really incredible start.
The Dolphins able to send it down low as trying to fight for possession. Adriana Milani centered it out front, nearly set up Haslam there. Now comes back to the line, a point shot. That one is deflected. In the corner, Emma Beauchamp, who has been red hot as of late. She'll look to try and dump it down low. Comes behind the net where Kate Manis, the Clarkson University commit, lost the handle on it and nearly got stripped of the puck. Battle for it in the corner now, Emma Beauchamp playing it back down low. Now a wraparound opportunity, open side at the net as Ferguson lost track of the puck and the Dolphins nearly cashed in on that opportunity. Centering pass in front, unable to get a backhander off there is Milani. She gets taken down just shy of the boards. No penalty as play will continue. Beauchamp able to play it off Milani. Centering pass in front for Haslam on a one-timer. Didn't get all of it, and Ferguson able to make the easy save, and she will hold on as the Dolphins continuing to press here in the opening 2 minutes but so far Ferguson keeping it scoreless.
Yeah, and when you see the play, it feels like Burlington is trying to play catch-up right now. They're not necessarily they're collapsing down low in front of Ferguson, and it's showing in the play so far.
Burlington looking to send it right up the middle, and they do. Here's Kaylee Tiller on a breakaway. Tiller is in towards the net, and Prendergast making his or her first save of the afternoon, and a tough one at that. Tiller is the last one you want to give up a breakaway, but Prendergast with a big stop on Tiller.
Yeah, she was out of the zone so quickly, down the ice, breakaway. What a shot. What an even better save there.
Kaylee Tiller nearly opening the scoring before the 2-minute mark here in the opening frame. As the Dolphins able to win the defensive zone draw, they will play it out through the middle. Sending that one up, Rachel Piggott to the right side for Sophia Ishmael. Her centering pass is going to put Etobicoke offside. Not a surprise here, Chris. Supporters from both sides. A good turnout here at the Ford Performance Center on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Etobicoke, as we'll get a face-off just outside of the Burlington blue line. Head coach Kevin Greco rolling out pretty much the full roster this afternoon. No major changes to make note of, as there's a potential breakout fee for Eden Gowing, recent commit of the University of Toronto. And now it's going to be pushed up by Megan Mossy into the zone. She comes protecting on her forehand. Now walks around the back of the net. Mossy looking for an option out in front. She continues to hold. Mossy able to get it to the line. It's Sorokin. Back over now. Ishmael with a backdoor feed, trying to find a streaking Fiona Waddick, but unfortunately could not get a tape on it. Now Jayla Carter from behind her net. Forward pass now going to be brought in by Alyssa Pissetti. Pissetti up the right wing. A wrister coming. Blocked it from rebound. Chance Pissetti again. And Prendergast with a big stop. Able to push that one to the right-hand side. Etobicoke looking to clear the zone. With 2:40 gone here in the opening period. Bad turnover at the line by the Dolphins, as trying to throw it towards the net there. That was Addison Butler, but now Etobicoke able to get it back and will look to move it out. Bank play off the boards. Able to push back to center. Now picked up by Mercedes Chiofi. A commit of Sam Hunt University. Around the back of the net, it goes off the play by Prendergast. Now picked up again by the Dolphins as it's played to the left-hand side for Skylar Rushbler, who's wearing number 9 this afternoon. Ava Woods still out with an injury that she picked up, I believe, at the National Championship. So wearing number 9 is Rushbler. Now pushed into the corner as Etobicoke looking to clear it out again, and they will. Up comes Emma Beauchamp racing up the right-hand side. Beauchamp with a shot. Save Ferguson. Big juicy rebound. But Ferguson recollects it and will hold on for a face-off, as once again Emma Beauchamp, one of the top scorers in the OWHA U22 Elite, continues to provide offensive firepower for Etobicoke.
When you see that shot, you see exactly why she continues to lead. That is such a great wrist shot that she has.
And that's why Colgate picked her up alongside her teammate Sydney Sawyer and Ava Wood. Face-off control by Etobicoke down low, as Beauchamp trying to play that one in front. Now it's pushed into the far corner as Etobicoke is still trying to get set up, and now it's going to be picked up by Lexi Stannett, a commit of Mercyhurst University. Now on a turnover, Haslam trying to drive the net, trying to get some support from Van Volsen. Centered out in front. Beauchamp almost retrieved that pass. Now here's Sawyer from the line. Her shot. That's blocked by Lexi Stannett, and a penalty is coming here to Burlington. And a cross-checking call is going to be made as taken down there. That looked like Adriana Milani back in the offensive zone. So first power play of the game will go to Etobicoke, as a cross-checking call will be made. And Etobicoke's power play, Chris, has been deadly. 17 power play goals, as we mentioned. Sydney Sawyer Megan Mossy leading the way with 5 of those power play markers.
Yeah, and I think this is one of those times where you're going to see them be able to break out. This is a huge opportunity for them early, about 5 minutes into this game. Let's see what they can do with this.
Beauchamp down low, trying to set it up for Haslam. Haslam looking to the line, maybe for Sawyer. She's got it now. Sawyer getting it across, picked up. Back to the line, Sawyer with a point shot, deflected in front off the backside of Beauchamp. It just went wide, and a good job by Burlington. They will clear it down the ice, and there you saw Sawyer with that point shot, and Beauchamp planting her feet right in front of the goal, but redirected it the wrong way of the net. Minute 25 remaining in the power play for Etobicoke, their first of the afternoon. Sent back in by Rylan Haslam, commit of St. Lawrence University. Now to the right-hand side, comes to the line, and Burlington able to sprint it ahead, courtesy of Addison Butler. Butler going to be stripped off the puck, though, as it's played back out by Etobicoke. Sophia Ishmael up the right-hand boards. Ishmael protecting with the puck, centering down for a one-time chance. That one sent just wide of the goal on a good setup for Rachel Piggott. Waddick at the line, one-timer Mossy. There's that patented 1T, but that one redirected off of skating wide. 50 seconds left in the power play. Picked up now by Piggott. Walks to the hash marks on the right-hand side. Looks to the line, Ishmael. Across, able to get it off to Waddick. Now trying to go back to Mossy. Waddick across, just out of the reach of Ishmael. Ishmael trying to retrieve the puck, but now it's picked up by Piggott for Etobicoke. 30 seconds left on the power play. Sent around the end boards. Ishmael coming to the right-hand side to keep the play alive. Looks to the line. Waddick waiting. Finds Mossy. Wide open pass now to Ishmael. Walks in and fires! Ferguson makes the save. It almost went under the 5-hole, but she does retrieve the puck and will hold on as this power play for Etobicoke humming in the early stages.
Absolutely they are, and in that sequence they were really led by none other than Megan Mossy on the back end. She looked really, really good, and that, like you said, that patented shot of hers, she makes it look so easy.
Indeed she does. What a great opportunity for her as now the face-off won again by Etobicoke. A point shot by Scott redirecting off the defensive stick of Alyssa Pissetti up and out of play. 14 seconds remaining in the power play for Etobicoke. Again, it is their first of the afternoon. Glad to have you along with us. Thomas Percy alongside Chris St. Clair for the broadcasting this weekend. Don't forget, we're back in action tomorrow afternoon when the Etobicoke Dolphins take on the Central York Panthers in another key clash. Central York looking for revenge after being dealt a loss back on Wednesday. Sent back to the zone as Etobicoke now going to be 0 for 1 on the power play as we go back to even strength. Now it's picked up on the right-hand side and thrown back in by Skylar Rutschpler. Foul for it now between Sorokin and Kate Manis. Now a point shot from the line. That one blocked in front by Stanek. She's just able to safely get it to Dara Brown. Now she'll look ahead. Nice pass over to Pissetti. Pissetti trying to whack that one in on the forehand. With 13 and a half to go now in the opening period. Still awaiting our first goal of the afternoon. Mia Venucio. Had a chance to chat with her before the game. Bit of a stubborn connection that we'll talk about in just a moment. Adriana Milani will take it around the boards. Milani continuing to hold. Nice pass to the line. Sawyer's wide open, but she'll elect to go across for Haslam. Good option there from her. Down low now, Beauchamp in the near corner. Looking back to the line perhaps maybe for Sawyer, but Burlington forcing the turnover. They'll get it up the middle. Pass just out of the reach of Gowing. Now brought back in by St. Sandelins. Also a commit of the University of Maine alongside Dara Brown. Gotta imagine those two will play together at some point. Sawyer. Nice pick off at center. She'll look to bring it in with 12:50 to go in the opening period. Sawyer with a lane right through the middle. Sends that shot just wide and almost got her own rebound. Hustle to the line. A great job there to keep it in for the moment. That looked like Fiona Waddick with the good opportunity, but just blew a tire, and unfortunately, Burlington getting it right back and a chance for them to clear. Chelsea Tiller looking ahead. A Karen play off the boards. This one going down the ice, trying to beat out the icing call is Kaylee Tiller, and she does. Tiller with a trailer, a wrister coming from the point. A good look there as that one stopped by the waffle board of Prendergast on the point shot by Caitlin Charlton. Now thrown back towards the net, and holding on will be Prendergast for a face-off with 12:13 to go in the opening period. And again, Sawyer had a really great lane going to the net. That power move through the middle got the opportunity, but I'm sure she would love to hit the net the next time around.
Yeah, and one of the things that I'm noticing as well here is that Burlington, they're getting really effective shots, even though they don't have a ton of shots this game. I think it's only 3 now, but each one of those, they've really made it work.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. Burlington's starting to pick up the pace a little bit here, approaching the halfway point of this opening period, but now it's going to be picked up by Megan Mossy, and she will look to break it out. She'll get it to center, but now it's going to be picked up by Madeline Delahunt, a commit of RIT College. Now up the left wing, bowling a tie there, Sarah Manis, but she's going to keep the play going. Comes back to the line. Here's Delahunt. She'll play it into the far corner to the left side of Prendergast. Picked up again by Etobicoke. They will look to clear. Backhand play off the boards, looking to hunt it down. Sophia Ishmael, the Penn State commit. Ishmael 1-on-2 into the zone. Now comes back to the line, but Rushpler had to retreat back or else she would have put her team offside. Now Vakari throwing it towards the goal. Save made there by Ferguson, and she pushes it behind the net. Now on the right-hand side, Addison Butler just able to tap it back to center. Approaching the halfway point of the opening period, still scoreless. Might change though. Vakari with a shot, and Ferguson with another easy save from the top of the crease, and she will hold for a face-off. And I mentioned that Sudbury connection, of course, being a Sudbury boy myself. Talked to Mia Venucio before the game. She has a bit of a Sudbury connection. Former Sudbury Wolf Matthew Campagna, one of her skills coaches. Of course, a former member of the University of Toronto, so a nice little Sudbury connection there. Also the Northern Ontario connection with Maya St. Pierre, who was born from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Back in her own zone, Taylor Scott looks across. Nice setup for Skylar Rushpler, who formerly played for the Brampton Canadiens, brought in as an AP on Wednesday evening, and is playing in her second game for the Etobicoke Dolphins here today. As now a intended play off the boards there by Alyssa Pissetti. Went off a glove of a member of the Etobicoke bench, and that'll bring a stoppage with 10:53 to go in the first. And Chris, the pace starting to pick up a little bit here towards the halfway point.
Yeah, absolutely. But what we're also seeing is the Dolphins. They're standing up at the blue line, causing headaches for Burlington early on in this game.
Now we'll just have to see if they can take advantage of those mistakes by the Barracudas. But again, these are two of the best teams in the league for a reason. And again, this is a pivotal game for Etobicoke. With a win in regulation, they will take over first place. The same goes for Burlington, but you know Etobicoke wants to jump the Barracudas in the standings. Tiller can't pick up the puck at center as she is thwarted by Sawyer. Sawyer coming back in her own zone, being hunted down here by Keelan Son. Got to be careful, or else she probably could have a partial 2-on-0 break to the net. Flip back to the blue line as the Dolphins able to get it back to center. As Jayla Carter now dropping it off. A nice little spin move. Here from that looks like Chelsea Tiller, and it is. She'll send it up now for Eden Gowan. Gowan going across to the left side now as Burlington trying to get things set up, but lose the handle on it again. Rachel Piggott playing it across, chipped ahead by Haslam. Haslam blowing a tire at center, so she's going to be beaten to the puck by Kate Manis. Past the halfway point here in period number one. Still scoreless between the Dolphins and the Barracudas. Battle for the puck at the blue line, going to be picked up by the captain, Sarah Manis. Getting it to the left wing and now sent back in on a good play by Caitlin Charlton. Now to the left wing, looking to move it out for Etobicoke is Lexi Bertelson, commit of Boston University. Now for the puck along the half wall, picked up and now trying to drag it towards the net. On the shot was Ishmael, but she just missed. Picked up again now by Kate Manis, pass to the middle. Trying to chip that one back ahead was Megan Mossy, and now flipped towards the goal. Prendergast misplayed the puck, and it almost ended up behind her, but a good recovery, getting the blocker chop in midair. That was a bit of a dangerous play for Etobicoke that almost came back to haunt them. Now comes up the right-hand side. Ishmael trying to race into the zone. Ishmael trips over the blue line, trying to stay with the play, but it's going to be thwarted away by Madeline Delahunt. Back to the line, bouncing off of a couple of skates. Delahunt with the backhand chop, able to get it back to center. 8:45 to go in the first period, still scoreless between Etobicoke and Burlington. Now bouncer off the boards as Ferguson unfortunately misplayed it, but luckily her teammates able to get it out of the zone. Venucio up the middle, trying to get it ahead for Fakari. That one went off of her stick. Now back of the line, comes through the neutral zone. Scott on the backhand, able to set it up for Gracie Van Volsen. Van Volsen across the line. She comes with a nice shot on goal. Ferguson didn't quite have the rebound, but now she does cover up as the whistle goes for a stoppage with 8:20 to go in the period. Still scoreless between the Dolphins and the Barracudas if you're just joining us.
Yeah, and I think right now we're seeing why two of the top goaltenders, or why these are two of the top goaltenders in the league. They've both been bailing out their team, especially Ferguson on the Barracuda side.
Yeah, and there's been a couple bounces that almost didn't go Burlington's way, and luckily Ferguson able to keep her team in a scoreless tie as of right now. And like you said, Chris, this could very well be a low-scoring game. Now there's a centering feed in. Eden Gowing almost threw that one to the net, but she fanned on her opportunity. Now comes to the opposite side, Vakari. Couldn't quite get there first, but now it's going to be picked up by Taylor Scott. 7:50 to go now in the opening frame. Now for comes along the half wall as Van Volsen trying to push it through the middle, but got her stick lifted by Carter. Now a chance the other way across the line is Caitlin Charlton, but unfortunately she is offside, so that'll bring a stoppage with 7:38 to go in the opening period. And again, you just look at this roster for Burlington, so many different NCAA commits. You have 3 alone for Clarkson, 2 for UConn, and 1 CIS or youth sports school, if you will, in the form of Eden Gowing. This is a really well-balanced team for Burlington, and they have had great success this season. Sent down the ice. This could potentially be icing, and will be, as coming back will be Lexi Stannett to get the icing call one for Burlington.
Yeah, and I think, when you look at this play, again, I know I said it before, but Burlington, maybe they're limited in terms of chances, but there's a reason why so many of them are committed to NCAA and youth sports. They're all really good.
Face-off won by the Dolphins, brought around the back of the net by St. Sandilands. Now going to leave it there for Beauchamp. Beauchamp, the alternate captain, trying to get it back through the middle, unable to do so as the Dolphins now do pick it up. Played up the middle. Haslam couldn't get that one out of the air. Now hustling back is going to be Kate Manis. Behind her goal she goes, being hunted down here and nearly stripped of the puck by Haslam on a good forecheck. But now the Barracudas looking to bring it back up ice. Across the line, Sarah Manis with a great toe drag move, but Lawson on the backhand curl, and it's brought back to the neutral zone. Delahunt goes across for Bianca Hart. Hart sends it back up on the forehand. Prendergast coming out of her net to play it. Here's Megan Mossy, again with 5 power play goals on the season. Leads the entire OWHA in power play markers. Crazy to think that 50% of her goals have literally come on the power play this season. That's how good she has been on the back end. Scoring 5 of the 17 power play goals this year for Etobicoke. Foul for the puck along the wall in front of the scorekeeper's area. Now going to be picked up and flung back in by Fiona Waddick. Around the boards it comes as the Dolphins trying to get set up. Around the back of the net goes Rachel Piggott. Couldn't quite play it in front as we're approaching the final 6 minutes of the opening frame. Comes into the corner. Now on the right-hand wall, played back down low. Is trying to tie up there. That looks like, trying to get a read on the number, looks like Mercedes Chiofi. Now here's Ishmael walking in with a shot, and that one deflected off of Passetti and just wide of the net. Battle for it along the right-hand side of the net. Now play back to the line as the Barracudas just able to play it out courtesy of Bianca Hart. Now here's Sophia Ishmael with a burst of speed right down Main Street, and she trips on her way into the zone, and Piggott nearly picked up the trailer, but she couldn't get that one on goal. Boy, Ishmael with a great burst of speed out of nowhere, but unfortunately just tripping short of the net line, which broke up what would have been a quality scoring opportunity, and probably the best scoring opportunity of the game so far for Etobicoke. They continue to battle. Piggott able to send that one down off of the boards, and no icing as the lines person going to wave that one off. Approaching the final 5 minutes of the opening period now. Pass to the right-hand side going to be brought in by Eden Gowing. Around the board she goes, but it's going to be cut off by Etobicoke courtesy of Megan Mossy. Now up the middle with a burst of speed. The Princeton commit, Riley Sorokin, trying to play it in front there as Sandilands was right there on the doorstep ready for the pass, but now a battle for the puck in the corner. Only one penalty in this game so far going to Burlington, but Etobicoke 0 for 1 on the power play so far. Nice play to Rushplayer to get it to the line. A point shot coming. That one went off of the helmet of Mackenzie Ferguson. Hopefully she's all right, as that one might have run her bell a little bit. Cross to the opposite side it goes on a bounce. Brought in by Van Volsen with a high shot again off the helmet of Ferguson. A couple tough saves she's had to make recently. Now brought the other way by Sarah Manis. Curl and toe drag move. Great stop by Prendergast with the blocker. Now a centering pass in front again. Another chance maybe for Manis. She can't get the shot off. As now helping her out, it's going to be Tara Brown. Brown lost the handle on it. Picked up by Sorokin, who throws it behind the net for Sandilands. 4 minutes to go in the opening frame. Still scoreless between Burlington and Etobicoke. Now bounces off of a glove. Going to be picked back up by Kate Manis, and that will be a hand pass against Burlington. And wow, what a couple great chances there, Chris, for Etobicoke. But both shots raining off of the head of Mackenzie Ferguson, who's had to make a couple tough saves here late in the period.
Yeah, late in the period, I think we're starting to see both teams kind of find their legs. Incredible end-to-end action and a lot of really good scoring chances.
But you kind of had to expect that with two teams like this, and that is what we are getting here this afternoon. You got to imagine that will carry on into the second and third period, and who knows, maybe even beyond if it stays this tight. Pass to the right side, Sophia Malani. Adriana Malani, across the line she comes. As now coming back is going to be Mossy. She'll walk it back to center. Mossy looking to drive into the zone again. Mossy gets around one. Can she get around a second? Yes, she does. Megan Mossy round the back of the net. Stops up, trying to escape Mercedes Chiofi. Throw back behind the net for Malani. Able to send it back behind the net as Haslam not quite there in time. Now picked up by Delahunt. She'll get it to Chiofi, Butler. She can't get it out, and now sent tumbling there is Addison Butler. Battle for the puck still. Picked up now by Delahunt. Played it back to the middle, trying to get it up for Keelan Son. She's tied up there with Mia Venucio. They will chase after the puck, and it's Venucio winning that battle for it. Now a long pass up the left-hand side, going to be brought in by Rylan Haslam. Haslam curls, toe drag shot, and she fires that one just wide of the net. Now Son lost it. Ishmael and Haslam nearly collided there at center. 2:40 to go now in the first. Play back up by Scott on a good forehand play. Finds Ishmael with a player going to the net, and now a shot from a sharp angle. Taken there by Bertelson. She just missed that. Sawyer coming off of the blue line with an opening, and she fired that one well wide. Puck, though, comes to Ishmael. Gets it down low for Piggott. Piggott centering feed, trying to find a teammate in front, but unfortunately her pass picked off by the white sweaters of the Barracudas. Sent down the ice. This will be icing against Burlington, so they cannot change their current unit, and they'll have to stay out there for a big defensive zone draw with 2:12 to go in the period.
Yeah, and on that last sequence with seeing Mossy, there's a reason why I'm so high on her, is that she was able to activate in the offensive zone. She kept the puck in behind the net. It was an incredible play.
Burlington able to win the draw. They look to bring it up. Keelan Son will fire it in and finally get the change needed for Burlington. But now it's Etobicoke looking to start the breakout. St. Sandilands looking ahead with 2 minutes to go in the opening frame in what has been a tight period so far. Thrown around the boards by Chelsea Tiller. Gets to the right side. Ishmael trying to keep it alive. Can't quite do so. Neither can Rachel Piggott. As now Burlington with it. Carter goes across. She'll get it to Chelsea Tiller. Back over to Carter. Jayla Carter, one of the 3 Clarkson University commits, but now picked off just shy of the line there by Sorokin. Now battle for it deep in the corner, which is unfortunately cut off from our vantage point up here at the top of the railing. Play back to the line. Unable to hold that one in was the glove of Fiona Waddick, and as a result, that's going to be a hand pass against Etobicoke with 1:20 to go now in the first period. Things starting to slow down a little bit more here in the tail end of this first period, but these, again, are 2 teams that have competed all season long and really have been waiting for this matchup all season, and so far we're getting a lot of good chances, but no goals to show for thus far. Face off won by Burlington as Kate Manis trying to go up the left wing, trying to set up Caitlin Charlton. Now comes off of the boards, trying to backhand it towards the net there, Lexi Stanek. But her chance is going to be picked up, and Etobicoke clearing it down the ice will not have enough for icing as we're now in the final minute of the opening period. Will we get a late goal here in the frame? We're going to find out in just a moment. Played back to the Etobicoke line, sent up by Taylor Scott. Redirected into the zone by Haslam, so no icing against Etobicoke. Now Kate Manis, she will find it. Now played ahead for Passetti. Passetti, cross the line, she comes with a nice move. Looking to get a step around Venucio, and she does, but Venucio with a good recovery on the stick left last second, or else Passetti would have had a lean to the net. Now here is Addison Butler, driving it down low, able to get it to Bianca Hart. 25 seconds left in the period, shot from the line, coming deflecting off the stick of Butler. Was maybe looking to get that one on goal, but she redirects it up and out of play, and that should and will keep the face-off inside of the Etobicoke defensive zone.
Yeah, and here we are nearing the end of the period, and Burlington's really putting the pressure on the Dolphins, sustained pressure in their own zone.
Face off to the left of Prendergast, a commit of Vermont. Face off is won by Etobicoke. Can't clear the line though with 15 seconds left. Here's a shot. That one just missing the net wide as it was nearly deflected in front by Addison Butler. Good look for her there, but she couldn't get a stick on it. 10 seconds left in the period now. Along the end boards, as now looking ahead is going to be Taylor Scott with 5 seconds left. Going to be carried in by Beauchamp. 3 seconds, 2, 1. Trying to get a shot off last second. It's Haslam, but she'll fire wide of the net at the buzzer, and that'll do it for an entertaining but scoreless first period of play at Etobicoke and Burlington. We expected a tight battle, and that's what we got in the opening 20 minutes. Not a bad start for either side. A couple mistakes either way, but no mistakes that have led to a goal for either side so far. Chris, what were your thoughts on that first period?
Yeah, I think you nailed it. I think at the end of the day, that was it was a great start for Etobicoke, but on the backs of Ferguson, Burlington has really kept the pressure on them, turned it around, and made it a really, really entertaining second half of that period.
It's a busy day in the OWHA U22 Elite Women's Division. A lot of games here today, including North York Storm up 1-0 on the East Ottawa Stars. In about a couple minutes' time, actually about to get underway, Central York hosting the Brampton Candidates. Central York will pay a visit here to Etobicoke tomorrow. Nepean is in Windsor to take on the Southwest Wildcats. The Stony Creek Sabres hosting the Durham West Lightning. You also have the Mississauga Hurricanes in Oakville taking on the Hornets. The Whitby Wolves hosting the Waterloo Ravens at 6 o'clock. Cambridge Rivalettes in Blue Water to take on the Hawks. The Toronto Leaside Wildcats play host to the London Devilettes. Scoreless after the opening period here at the Ford Performance Center between Etobicoke and Burlington. We'll step out for a break. When we come back, your second period here from Etobicoke. You're watching Dolphins hockey on YouTube Live.
What did I do? Oh, how do I take that off?
What's that? Buy your box? In the park. I'd rather hold it with my hands. So I'm bending down and it hurts a lot.
I don't know how to take that off.
I don't know. I guess. That's all I care about. And we're back inside the Ford Performance Center. Thomas Mercier here with you. As we're getting ready for period number 2 between Etobicoke and Burlington. Again, a good first period to get things started here, but we are scoreless after the opening 20 minutes. Shots on goal 9-7 in favor of Etobicoke after the opening frame. And again, a busy weekend here for Etobicoke. They have a tough test in Burlington here today, and then tomorrow, Chris, you and I will be on the call for the Central York Panthers, a team that has struggled a few times this season, but Etobicoke does have their number with the win back on Wednesday evening. But obviously business to take care of here this afternoon. What can we expect here in the second period?
I think it's going to be more of the same. I would say now that they found their legs, both teams are going to come out stronger this period. We're going to see right after puck drop. Right away, we're going to see, do they have their legs? Do they not?
So here we go. We're all set to go for the second period as both teams will line up to center. Sarah Manis will take the opening draw against Grace Van Volsen, the Providence College commit, and we're underway with the second period here at the FPC in Etobicoke. Sent down low, Dara Brown looking back to Sarah Manis. Looking to the line, a good pass there for Lexi Standing, and a quick shot just 10 seconds in. But a good save made there by Prendergast, able to get the blocker on it. Now up in the air. Here's a potential breakaway. Coming the other way, it's Grace Van Volsen. Glove save by Ferguson. And she holds on to that. 24 seconds into the period. Grace Van Volsen got a gift from the heavens, but is denied by the left-handed catching glove of Mackenzie Ferguson.
My goodness, what a breakaway. And the only thing that was better about that was that save. That was absolutely remarkable.
Best save of the afternoon so far. That is a fantastic stop from Ferguson on an all-alone Gracie Van Volsen, who has 7 goals in 14 games this season. Probably the best scoring chance she's going to have this afternoon, but is denied by Ferguson. But hey, still lots of hockey left to play, so we'll see if Van Volsen gets a second crack at it. Played off the wing there by Eden Gowing. Now bounces off of his stick, retreating back to get it is Megan Mossy. Across, just out of the reach of Fiona Waddick, now picked up by Sorokin. Sorokin lost the handle on it, recollected by Chelsea Tiller. Tiller cutting to the left-hand boards, moving around in her own defensive zone. Up the right-hand side, Karen Pass finds the stick of Addison Butler. She'll fire it back in on the forehand as we are 1 minute deep into the second period, and Etobicoke by far with the best scoring chance of this game. But it stays scoreless off that great stop by Ferguson. The tie in the air, Haslam with a bouncer towards the net. Looks like Ferguson was expecting to play it, but her defender picked that up instead, and now Burlington has to take the umbrage of getting it out, but they can't. Here's Scott with a point shot from the line. Pad save made by Ferguson. That's 2 saves now that she's had to make in this period on a couple of good-looking chances as Scott let it ride from the line, but Ferguson getting a good stop there. Now cutting towards the net on 2-on-1. Here's Emma Bolsham towards the goal. Big rebound. How did that one stay out? As it was nearly pushed in by Adriana Malani, and somehow that puck stayed out as Ferguson on her backside, keeping it out of the net, and Etobicoke, Chris, inches from opening the scoring.
Oh my goodness, what a play there. And that save was right on the line. That save was made. Couldn't have come much closer than that.
And the official right on top of things as well, washing it out almost immediately, as now the face-off won by Burlington. They will look to move it out of their own zone. Comes up the right-hand side. Venucio going to be beaten to the puck here on a nice hustle by Caitlin Charlton. Now picked up just off of the blue line by Lexi Stannett. Around the boards it comes. Haslam looking to get there first. Bouncer off to the boards, and now brought up by Beauchamp. 2-on-2 into the zone with Milani. Beauchamp, curling toe drag, wrister on goal. Ferguson makes the stop, gives up no rebound. And she will hold on for another faceoff as Emma Beauchamp continuing to provide multiple scoring opportunities in the game for the Dolphins, but Ferguson reading her like a book.
Yeah, strong start by Burlington, but that's now been matched and beyond by Etobicoke with some really, really solid scoring chances.
Rachel Pickett to take the draw for Etobicoke against the Burlington captain Sarah Manis, but it's the aforementioned forward winning that face-off for the Barracudas. And now it's centered out in front, nearly picked up there in the middle by Lexi Bertelson. Now on the left-hand side, it goes down low. Bertelson trying to chase it down, but she's beaten to it by Dara Brown. Now there's a centering feed in front, whack back to the top of the slot. St. Sandilands waiting with traffic in front. She'll shoot from the face-off circle. Blocker save made there by Ferguson. Now around the back of the net goes Ishmael. Just lost the handle on it as Burlington trying to get it out of their own zone. Now picked up in the middle. Pickett with a shot. That one is blocked. Sandalins picks up the rebound. Across she goes for Sawyer. She tried to play it into the corner, but it was blocked in front on a good read there by Caitlin Charlton. Chelsea Tiller looking up ice. Redirected up by Dara Brown. And now picked up by Sawyer. Right through the middle she comes. Potential 2-on-1 would have been happening there for Etobicoke. Now a bouncy puck going to be collected. Here's Sophia Ishmael with Pickett going right to the net. She tried to pass it in front for her, but unfortunately the pass was a little bit too late. Now it's Kaylee Tiller. She'll button hook back behind the net. With 3.5 gone in the second period, we are still scoreless between Burlington and Etobicoke. Sent into the zone by Kaylee Tiller. Now Mossy. Pintle on the boards, they battle for it. Again, still only one penalty that came back in the first period, and Etobicoke 0 for 1 on the power play so far. Picked up now by Kate Manis. Throws it across, played up by Stanek. Now going to be picked up at the blue line by Fiona Waddick, a commit of Stonehill College, alongside her teammate Spencer Vakari. Now around the back of the net it goes, going to be picked up by Mossy. Able to cut it back behind the net. She'll get the pass off. Pass to the middle, intended for Spencer Vakari, out of reach. Picked up now by Kate Manis. Manis trying to send it towards the net, but her shot is blocked by Etobicoke traffic in front. As Vakari, a little slow to get to her feet, but she's back up. Walking the line, Kate Manis. Nice pass to the left side. Sending it up. Rebound in front. They score! Lexi Stennett follows up the rebound. And 4:24 into the second period. Burlington follows the bouncing puck, and the Barracudas are up 1-0.
Yeah, and watching that play unfold, you could kind of see it coming. They were keeping Etobicoke collapsed down low. They weren't getting into the lanes, and that opened everything up for Burlington.
Lexi Stannett with her second goal of the season as she just followed up the rebound. She pinched off of the line, and she got rewarded for her risk-taking, and Barracudas are now up 1-0, but still lots of hockey left to be played. But the next goal is going to be super important for either side. Adriana Milani quickly across the line with a shot, and she nearly ties the game there with a good-looking wrister. Played back behind the net by Beauchamp, sets it up. Spinning shot by Adriana Milani, fires it off the side of the net. Beauchamp can't find it cleanly. Now a chance here for Burlington to clear it, and they will. Up the middle, just out of the reach there of Bianca Hart. Out of the puck in front of the scorekeeper's desk. Kate Manis chips it off the boards, nearly picked off though by Scott. Now played back up by Rushpler. Another bank pass off of the boards, going to be backhanded into the zone by Butler. 5 minutes gone in the second period. Burlington opening the scoring courtesy of Lexi Stannett's second goal of the season to make it 1-0 Burlington. Puck's up in the air as Milani colliding there with Dara Brown. Puck picked up, and a chance now for Scott to play it forward. Taylor Scott fires it in. Etobicoke in need of a line change, and they'll get it. Rachel Piggott all by herself, 1-on-4, deep in the gallows. Nice pass in front, a backhanded shot by Lexi Bertelson. Not an ideal shooting location for her, but she drove the net, but unfortunately did not get rewarded. Now a penalty is coming here to Burlington as Prendergast heading to the bench for the extra attacker. At the line, Sandalins quickly across. Quick tap pass now going to be touched by Dara Brown, and Etobicoke is heading to their second power play of the afternoon, as it looks like it's going to be Dara Brown sent off on the hold, and here comes power play number 2 for the Dolphins, and a chance to tie the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Chance to tie the game, build off of what they did last period. That's going to be key for them today. Let's see what they're able to do here.
Face off to the right of the netminder, Mackenzie Ferguson. Face off won by Burlington, and they get it right down the ice. Good job to start this penalty kill as Cindy Sawyer right back behind her net with 6 minutes gone in the second, and already 15 seconds have ticked away on this power play. Piggott, nice move through the middle to get around Sarah Manis, but she lost it after the cut to the right-hand side, and it's sent back down by Burlington. Holding on to it behind the net, Sate Sandalins. Looking up to the right side, finds Sawyer. She'll look to take it through. Nice move by Sawyer. 3-on-2 into the zone, looking to send it towards the net. Redirected. That one just going wide. It's just now picked up behind the goal. Comes to the left-hand side. It's Etobicoke trying to get it down deep. They continue to battle as now it's played to the line for Sandalins. Sandalins to Piggott. Piggott looking back to the line for Sandilands. Quickly across for Sawyer. Now to the right side. Pass out in front, a one-time opportunity for Rachel Piggott, but could not tap it home. Back at the line, Sandilands with a good hold. Trying to send it back down low with 55 seconds left on the power play. Centering pass in front. Again, Piggott trying to look for that one-timer from a knee, but unfortunately could not connect this time around. As Etobicoke making quick changes to their power play unit. Up the middle, here comes Gracie Van Volsen. Drops off Sorokin, around the board she goes, trying to set it up for Spencer Vicari. Vicari tied up behind the net there with Chelsea Tiller. Grace Van Volsen in there to try and help as well. 30 seconds left in the power play for Etobicoke. They continue to dig, picked up now by Sorokin. Trying to look to the right-hand side, Fiona Waddick pinching to keep it alive, and she does. Here's Sorokin with a shot, she scores! Riley Sorokin with the point shot, a power play marker for Etobicoke, and this game is tied at 1.
And that really was built off some really, really strong forechecking down low. It was incredible to watch. You can kind of see that play coming together. It's such a great release she has. That's why she scores.
7th goal of the season for Riley Sorokin and her 3rd on the power play. And just like that, we're tied again this time at 1-1. Now picked up again by Burlington as they are looking to get that lead back. Only lasting a few minutes. Again, we expected a tight game, but what a great shot by Riley Sorokin, just finding that lane and beating Ferguson clean as a whistle. Now here's a pass to the line for Kate Manis. Manis trying to send it back down low, nearly picked off there by Etobicoke. Can't clear the line, however. 8 minutes gone in the second. Both teams with a goal per side at a tie 1-1 game. Now up the right wing, Kaylin Son trying to set her in front and went off of the 5-hole of Prendergast, but she was able to get it away from her net. Van Volsen nearly stripped off the puck, sent back out by Mossy. Hard back in, Mossy picks it back up. She'll take it through the middle. Mossy 1-on-2 into the zone as Etobicoke in the midst of some changes. Now comes to the left-hand boards. Again, just out of our viewing point as they continue to battle for the puck with 11:25 to go in the period. And the officials are going to blow play dead here with 11:24 remaining in the second. So Lexi Stannen opened the scoring for Burlington, but Riley Sorokin's 7th goal of the season has us all tied up at 1 apiece. And again, Chris, what a great shot from Sorokin, finding that lane and threading the needle to get it into the back of the net.
Yeah, and I think what we're seeing too here is that Burlington is keeping Etobicoke to the outside and limiting those second and third chance opportunities. Fortunately enough, Etobicoke has some snipers, and we just saw that happen right now.
If it wasn't for Ferguson, there probably would have been a 3-1 lead for Etobicoke at this point. As again, going back to that breakaway opportunity for Van Volsen, who could have easily made it a 1-0 Etobicoke lead. But it is 1-1 as a result. As it's now picked up at center by Rushfler. She is wearing number 9 here this afternoon. Of course, number 9 is the jersey of Ava Wood, but she is out of the lineup currently. She is in attendance here today, though, as she was part of that special pregame ceremony. Burlington calling for a penalty. Might have had a case there, but it's going to be played up the left-hand side. Has them trying to race after it. Can't quite get there in time. Thrown behind the goal now for Taylor Scott, the recent Merrimack College commit. Off of the puck here on the right-hand side is falling down to the ice. Heavily there is Rylan Haslam. Now played off the boards and thrown to center. Now going to be collected here by Jayla Carter. Carter, across the line she goes, sets it up for Chelsea Tiller. She'll look to skate it ahead. Tiller with a good play on the forehand. Goes down behind the net as we're approaching the halfway point of regulation. That's getting taken up behind the net there. They'll look like Caitlin Charlton that was spun inside out. Now Chelsea Tiller to Jayla Carter back in their own defensive zone. They trade off passes. Bank play off the boards, nearly picked up there by Sarah Manis, who was looking to take it through the middle. Now sent down the ice is Jayla Carter having to come back. Rimmed around the boards, just out of the reach there of Caitlin Charlton, who tried to poke check it, but could not do so. Now Rachel Piggott with the play on the forehand. She'll look to chase it down. Goes into the corner. Now back to the left-hand side. Sandilands can't get it towards the net. She's picked off by Kaylee Tiller. Now Sandilands trying to keep Tiller away from it. Bank play off of the end boards. Now picked up by Sandilands. Quickly ahead for Rachel Piggott. Piggott looking up. She'll rim it around the boards and comes to the opposite side where Sandilands is there to collect. Backhands it behind the net. And a chance in front. Sandilands just sent it over top of the crossbar. Good look for her to almost give Etobicoke the lead. Piggott around the back of the net, able to get away from Stanek, the lone goal scorer for Burlington. Now a good play there by the Dolphins, centered in front, and somehow that one is kept out. Mackenzie Ferguson with another clutch stop as a one-time opportunity set up, and Lexi Bertelson nearly put it behind Ferguson, but she says not today.
Yeah, and that play really started with Sandy Lynn's. That back check that she did led to that scoring opportunity.
Face off to the right of Ferguson, won by Etobicoke as Fakari tried to set it on goal, but that one just went wide of the net. Now picked up again, and it's trying to get it back in front was Fakari. Now she's got it down low. Fakari quickly front backhand chance. Ferguson just got a piece of that as the backhander. Opportunity for Grace Van Volsen nearly went under the pad of Ferguson. Dolphins back on the attack. Fakari to the side. Kicked away there on the pad by Ferguson. Good thing she had, or else a big juicy rebound would have been there for Etobicoke's taking. Kate Manis across the line. She comes, gets tripped up just as offside is called. That'll get another stoppage with 8:21 to go in the second period. 1 goal per side. Stanek with her second of the season, and then Riley Sorokin with her 7th of the year, tying this game up at 1. Faceoff coming just outside of the Burlington Barracudas blue line. And Sorokin's going to be asked to step out, so in comes Spencer Vakari. Looked like it was going to be Van Volsen, but Vakari will instead elect to take this draw, and she wins it. Sent back into the zone there on a good play by Taylor Scott. 8:10 to go in the second period, all tied up at 1s. Venucio. She goes for Scott at her own blue line, up quickly for Rushpler. She collides there with Madeline Delahunt. Now up the right wing, chance for Rushpler, maybe on a 2-on-1. Rushpler up the right-hand side, protected on the backhand, in front, a tap in front, and a good look there for Emma Beauchamp, but she got handcuffed going to the net and missed that opportunity wide as play halted. But again, a great opportunity for the Dolphins, but unfortunately just can't connect on those touch passes in front.
Burlington looks like they're on their heels a little bit. The Dolphins are adding a ton of pressure as this period progresses.
Venucio point shot. That one also kicked away by Ferguson. Now on the right-hand board, it's going to be picked up again by Etobicoke as taken in there on the right-hand side. Emma Beauchamp couldn't get it, cleared back out by Bianca Hart, and this has the potential to be icing against Burlington, but no, they're going to wave it off. So play will carry on with 7.5 to go in the second. To the right-hand boards, Dolphins trying to get it out, but they lose the handle on it. Now it's going to be picked up by Beauchamp, at least for the moment. Bobbling the puck and put it right onto the money for Caitlin Charlton, who just throws it to the net, and Prendergast is going to get a whistle. First real sloppy play of the period there from Etobicoke was put right on a silver platter for Charlton, but she didn't really get a good shot off, so a lucky break there for Etobicoke.
Yeah, absolutely, and Beauchamp has a lot of thank yous to give Prendergast on that one.
Face off to the right of Prendergast is controlled now by Burlington. Deep in the corner, Dara Brown trying to walk it back in front. She's pickpocketed now. Bertelson maybe with a chance to the middle. Puck whacked off of his stick. Now picked up by Chelsea Tiller. Up the wing, intercepted by Sandulands. Sophia Ishmael cutting right through the middle, tried to shoot it on goal, but it went off the skate of Jayla Carter. Now she's got it off of another bounce. She'll chip it off the glass, and just enough to get out as Sydney Sawyer was whacking to try and keep that puck in, but was unsuccessful. Rachel Piggott overstepped the puck as Brown able to get it back in their own defensive zone. Now pass in the middle just out of the reach of Charlton as it goes right down the ice. That goes off the side of the net, and icing's going to be called against Burlington with 6:32 to go in this period. And again, just looking over the Etobicoke lineup, they have just so much depth. Only 3 players now remain, or 4 now if you include Maya St. Pierre, not committed to NCAA packages right now. Of course, they are currently free agents, but you got to imagine a lot of NCAA schools would love to get their hands on getting a player like Megan Mossy, like we talked about before the game. Mossy has been a power play specialist, 5 power play goals. As now a chance in front for Etobicoke, and spun inside out there, right on the doorstep. That would have been a lucky tap-in for Lexi Bertelson, but unfortunately just couldn't get necked again on that tap pass. Sophia Ishmael with 6 minutes to go in the second period. Cutting to the right face-off circle. Nice drop pass. Wide open chance. Sorokin across for Sandilands. Maybe could have elected to take the shot. Now here's Sora from the top of the slot. Her shot just went wide. Sorokin picked up a goal earlier in this period on a really well-played shot, but this time unselfishly passing the puck. But Sandilands unfortunately could not collect it cleanly. Now a pass to the right side. Van Volsen trying to shovel it towards the net. That one pushed away again by Ferguson. Out for the puck on the left-hand side with 5:35 to go in the second. Still tied at 1 between the Barracudas and the Dolphins if you're just joining us. Lexi Stanek and Riley Sorokin for their respective clubs here in this second period. Chipped up the left side. Sorokin with the centering feed intended for Van Volsen, but it went off his skate and is now collected and played in by Vakari. She gets taken out at the blue line. She'll head off straight for a change. Chance for Stanek to clear. She tries to, but it goes off of a hand on the Etobicoke bench. That'll bring a stoppage with 5:07 to go here in period number 2 as we are still scoreless. Or, pardon me, no longer scoreless. Tied up at one side, and a face-off coming up to the left of Mackenzie Ferguson. Face-off won by the Barracudas, rimmed around the boards as now Kate Manis trying to clear the line. Couldn't do so, held in by Fiona Waddick. Down into the corner as Lexi Stanek couldn't clear the line, but now a chance for Keelan Son to do so. Son trying to bring it up. Milani with a good job of keeping her as far as the neutral zone. Less than 5 to go now in the second period. Chiofi playing it across, intended there for Bianca Hart. Now going to be intercepted by Beauchamp, who almost played it in on the forehand. Puck bouncing all over the place as Haslam trying to dig for it as well. Played ahead on a nice pass there by Fiona Waddick. Sets up Emma Beauchamp, who comes into the offensive zone. Centering in front as Adriana Milani on the trailer almost got the tap in. And now there's a great pass in front for Adriana Milani. This time she does get the shot off, but Ferguson again right at the top of the crease. Got to do more than that to beat the strong goaltender in the form of Mackenzie Ferguson. Another key save for her in this period.
Absolutely, and she's the main reason why, as we've talked about a few times, why this isn't 4-5, 5-1 or whatever. It's she's a big reason for that.
Now Milani trying to drive the net. Blew a tire on her way. As the puck now comes to the left-hand side as both teams jockeying for 4 minutes to go in the second. Now a chance for them to clear. Sarah Manis firing it in on the forehand. Prendergast tried to come out of her net to play it, but it went right past her. Now Caitlin Charlton picking it up. Being tied up here with Beauchamp, able to play it off for Sarah Manis. Back to the line. Jayla Carter winds up and fires. Deflected, and a great stop by Prendergast. Arguably her best of the game as that one deflected, and a last-second reaction makes a great stop. Sarah Manis walking through the middle, trying to shovel it towards the net, but a good play there by Taylor Scott to take it away. Beauchamp up the right wing, she comes. Little jump move across the line, they're onside. Adriana Milani will look to cut down low. Etobicoke in the midst of a line change, so Milani is left all alone in the gallows. Right in the middle, now played back into the corner by Bertelson. Around the boards it goes. Picked up now by Jayla Carter. 3 minutes to go in the second. Still tied at 1. A real tight contest between Burlington and Etobicoke, but like Chris said, it was going to be a close battle, and that is what we are seeing here this afternoon. Played back to the center circle. Mercedes Chiofi playing it up the glass, and Prendergast will drop it there for Sandilands. St. Sandilands getting it up the right side, just out of the reach of Sophia Ishmael. She's still trying to find it. Now it's going to be picked up and brought forward by Cindy Sawyer. Sawyer jumps the line, cuts to the right side. Round the board she goes, round the back of the net. Surveying, gets it to the line. Sandilands waiting, had a lane to shoot, but she didn't get it off. Bertelson drops it off. Sawyer driving the net on the backhand, and Ferguson with another key stop will hold on with 2:20 to go in the second. As Etobicoke was partying the Red Sea, Sydney Sawyer finds a lane to the net, but a good stop there by Ferguson. But how about that stop by Lily Prendergast at the other end on that redirection in front?
Absolutely. I don't know how she saw that, but oh my goodness, did she make that look easy. So calm in nets, and then that ended up ultimately creating other plays down at the other end.
Offensive zone draw won by the Dolphins. Sent back down low by Etobicoke. Cannot get set up. in the corner. They continue to dig away at it. Looks like the puck still tied up in there as the officials telling them to move, and they do. Comes to the far boards. Bianca Hart just able to poke it back to center. Sawyer retreating back, being hunted down here. Played through the middle, redirected off the stick of Butler. Now picked up by Bertelson with a break pass through the middle. Pickett tried to go upstairs, but Ferguson again with a good stop. Minute 45 left in the second period. Madeline Delahunt can't get it out of the zone. It's held in by Etobicoke. Here's a shot by Mossy, deflected in front by the stick of Ishmael, just over the net. Play back to the line. Waddick, quick tap pass, able to get it over. Sorokin with a redirect in front there from Vakari, and that one just bounced off the top of the net. Etobicoke buzzing here in the late stages of the second stanza, but it remains tied at 1. Bianca Hart playing it to Delahunt. Now will throw it behind the net for her teammate Mercedes Chioffi. Played up the right wing, sent down the ice. Could this be icing against Burlington? No, they're going to wave it off. As coming back to pick it up was Megan Mossy. Final minute of the second period, and what has been a crazy middle frame here in Etobicoke. A very entertaining one at that. Here's Riley Sorokin, the lone goal scorer for Etobicoke in this period. Does she have another? Beautiful move to get around Lexi Stannett. The 2 goal scorers jockeying for position. Now comes to the side of the goal, collected by Sarah Manis. Manis, the Barracudas captain, taking it through the middle. Nice power move across the line. She comes 1-on-3, but she's going to lose the handle on it, and it's now going to be played back out by Etobicoke safely. 30 seconds left to go in the period. Picked up by Lexi Stannett. Her pass thwarted there by Etobicoke, and here they come. Spencer Vakari across the line. Vakari going to have to do it all by herself as Etobicoke needing a line change desperately. Comes back to the left side. Scott with a great job diving to a knee to keep it alive for the moment. Now comes back to center with 5 seconds left in the period. One last chance maybe for Etobicoke. Plays down low. Milani, quick pass in front! And Rushblur nearly tapped it home, but Ferguson with a buzzer beater save keeps it out. And an entertaining second period in the books here in Etobicoke. Lexi Stannett with her second of the season made it a 1-0 Burlington lead, but Riley Sorokin tying things up on the power play with her third power play marker of the season. We are tied at 1 between the Finns and the Cudas after 40 minutes of play. Chris, what an entertaining period that was. Finally getting some goal scoring, but also some great defense once again. We have seen a lot of great efforts from both sides. A much cleaner second period.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. If you're Etobicoke, you're going to the dressing room really being happy with your game. Really, really great defense. That's what the Dolphins are known for. They're known for playing great defense, and they showed it in that period. That defense created a lot of really good scoring opportunities.
And with that, we'll step out for one more break. When we come back, your third period of action. What a game this has been so far in the third period. Should definitely not disappoint. Tied at 1 between Burlington and Etobicoke after 40 minutes. You're watching Dolphins hockey on YouTube Live. And welcome back here inside the Ford Performance Center. Thomas Mercy alongside Chris Sinclair as we're getting ready for the third period. We're still here. Not sure if the iPad's going to last for the rest of this third period, but we will wait and see what happens. But a great first period in the books, and then an even better second period that just took place. Both teams tied at 1 heading in to period number 3. Lexi Stanek scoring her second of the season for Burlington, and then on the power play, Riley Sorokin with her 7th of the season and 3rd on the power play, getting Etobicoke the tie heading into what should be a really great third period. Don't forget, Etobicoke back in action tomorrow afternoon. They will take on the Central York Panthers at 12:15 here at the Ford Performance Center. The story of the game, without a doubt, Chris, has to be the goaltending. Mackenzie Ferguson and Lily Prendergast making some really big stops, especially that breakaway save by Ferguson just a few seconds into the contest. You got to imagine that she is hoping that the defense for her team shuts things down a little bit, because the shots after the second period, or in the second period, 18-5 for Etobicoke. So Burlington definitely needs to clean things up heading into the third.
Yeah, I was going to say that the reason that this game is tied is absolutely on the backs of the performance by Mackenzie Ferguson. She has been absolutely unbelievable. She's reading the plays so well. She makes it look so easy. It's really, really a pleasure to watch her play.
So looks like we are almost set to go to get things back underway. As third period is set to go as both teams line up for the opening draw. Grace Van Volsen and Sarah Manis face off, and here we go. Third period is underway from Etobicoke. Up the right wing, Grace Van Volsen trying to fire it ahead, but it was picked off by Sarah Manis. Now played right back up the middle. Caitlin Charlton couldn't pick it up cleanly. Now Grace Van Volsen looking to race it out of her zone. Van Volsen lost it at the line. Here's the captain, Sarah Manis, with a shot. That one redirected way up into the sky, and that is out of play. 22 seconds into period number 3. First real mistake of the period there as Etobicoke lost the puck at the line, and the captain, Sarah Manis, had a good look, but a good recovery by the Etobicoke defenders deflecting it out. As a face-off now coming to the left of Prendergast. Won by the Dolphins yet again. Play back to center. A pass now for Jayla Carter. Up the left wing, redirected into the zone by Gowing. She'll look to chase it down. Had a chance to chat with her grandfather, who's actually sitting right in front of us. Burlington wanting a penalty. Might have had a bit of a case there as their player hooked down. Play will carry on now. To the left side it goes. A tie up along the boards. Gowing in the mix of things here with Mia Venucio. Comes back to the blue line. Chelsea Tiller, excuse me. And now a move there by Keelan Song. Just lost it on the curl move. Tiller to the other Tiller. That's Kaylee to Chelsea. Her shot deflected wide again. Here's an opportunity now as Carter trying to send it back down low. Picked up now by Bianca Hart. Bianca Hart finds Chelsea Tiller on the right-hand side. Throws it back down low. Tie up in the corner with 1:20 gone here in the third period. Now a deflection off the stick of Scott is going to open up a chance maybe for Butler to get it back down low. They continue the battle. Now it's going to be picked up by Butler. Looks in front. Picked off, though, by Adriana Milani. Springs it forward just out of the reach of Ryland Haslam. And down the ice goes the puck. And an icicle coming with 1:39 gone here in period number 3.
Yeah, and if you're Burlington, you have to be happy with how you started this period. They've been looking so strong, and they're getting so many good looks at the net. It's really, really great to see this.
Face off to the left of Prendergast. Face off one cleanly by Alyssa Passetti. Tried to throw it into the corner. Took a bit of a odd deflection. Now picked up by Venucio. Chips it off the glass. Trying to get it out, but it's held in nicely on a good jumping play by Addison Butler. Now in the corner, Bianca Hart looking in front. Redirected at the doorstep. Rebound chance. Prendergast turns aside both chances as Alyssa Passetti right on the doorstep trying to tap it through. But another great stop by Prendergast, keeping it tied at 1.
Yeah, Prendergast saw what Ferguson was doing and say, I can do that too, and she just showed that.
Another great stop by the Vermont commit, Lily Prendergast, able to make a couple great stops there right at the goal mouth on Alyssa Passetti, keeping this at a 1-1 tie. Face off to the right of Prendergast with 2 minutes gone here in period number 3. Long pass by Burleson finds Ishmael on the right side. Ishmael right through the middle. Almost picked up Piggott on the trailer, but back down the ice it goes and all the way to center. Cindy Sawyer. Her pass deflected off of a stick. That pass was intended for Sage Sandilands. Now here's Piggott with a shot towards the net. Ferguson kicking that one out and no rebound surrendered. Dara Brown up the right side. Being pressured there by Ishmael. She goes down. Burlington without a power play in this game so far. Etobicoke's 1 for 2 on the advantage here this afternoon. Ishmael crossed the line with a couple nice moves. Sophia Ishmael continues to protect. Button hooks into the corner. Waiting for options to come into the zone as Etobicoke was in the midst of a change. Almost had an opportunity. Spencer Vakari, unfortunately, stripped off the puck. Now it's Carter. He'll fire it back in on the forehand. Goes behind the goal and Prendergast out of her net to play it. Van Volson tried to send it back on the left-hand board. It's a bit of a tie up there between Chelsea Tiller and that looked like Spencer Vakari. Play carries on, though, as they continue to battle. Neither team wants to make the next mistakes that might lead to a goal. Van Volson takes a tumble along the half wall in the Burlington zone. Back up to her feet, but now controlled behind the net by Chelsea Tiller. To the left side, Carter up for Eden Gowing. Gowing firing it in, looking to chase her own dump in as Burlington will change 4 of their active 5 on the ice. Megan Mossy to Van Volson in her own zone. She trips it open ice and Burlington will fire it back in on a delayed offside. Mossy, nice little drop-off pass, but runs into Sorokin and now turns it over as Bianca Hart almost had a lane to the net, but a good recovery there by Mossy with 4 minutes gone in the third. Here's Adriana Milani. Milani pushing up the right side. Milani in towards the net. And a great glove save made by Mackenzie Ferguson, and she will hold for a face-off. One of her best saves of the afternoon as Milani with that great speed of hers driving the net, but another quality stop by Ferguson.
Yeah, and when it's great to see because when you saw that play actually started with Mossy almost giving with the giveaway, led to that play.
Face off. Won and controlled by Burlington. Off of the puck along the boards, now comes into the corner, picked up as Milani tried to throw it to the front of the net for Beauchamp, but that one nicely intercepted by the captain, Sarah Manis. Now Kate Menes. Up the middle, whacked out of the air by Beauchamp, who almost kept it on side at the same time. Sarah Manis taking it through the middle, nearly bumped into there. As head coach Kevin Greco not happy, believes should have been interference. Play carrying on, however. Adriana Milani backhands it deeper behind the net. It goes. Now going to be controlled by Lexi Stanek. Runs into her opponent. That was Emma Beauchamp she collided with. Pass to the right side now. As Dara Brown able to chip it back in. Around the back of the net goes Sydney Sawyer. Sawyer colliding there in open ice with Sarah Manis. They both pop back up to their feet. Sandilands, pass in the middle. Milani coming across the line with Sawyer. Milani from the top of the slot. She fires off the leg of Jayla Carter and just wide. Back behind the net it goes as Chelsea Tiller able to start the move out here for Burlington. Chip play off the boards by Eden Gowing. Looking to chase after it is Keelan Son. Chipped off the glass. Picked up now by Bertelson, who tries to clear the line, having a bit of difficulty doing so. Battle for the puck in front of the Dolphins bench. They continue to dig, and now it's going to be played back in by Gowing. Sandilands finds Mossy. Far corner, chipped off the boards, and down the ice it goes. A rolling puck into the Burlington end, and this is going to be icing against Etobicoke with 14-13 to go in period number 3.
Yeah, and watching Etobicoke play, again, one of the things that they're known for is their team defense, their team commitment to defense, and we're seeing that again in this period because Burlington is coming out hot.
Face-off coming up to the left of Lily Prendergast, who was the less busier goaltender in period number 2. Again, the shots in the second were 18-5 in favor of the Dolphins. Dolphins looking to move the puck out of the zone, but now lose the handle on it as Addison Butler with a shot deflected off of a stick up and out of play with 13:56 to go. Now in the third period of play. Again, it's a busy day in the OWHA U22 Elite Division. East Ottawa is now tied North York at a 1-1 score. Central York up 2-0 on the Brampton Candidates, and I'm sure that Head coach Joe Butkovich and the Dolphins keeping an eye on that Central York game, looking to pull off a big win against Brampton. A few other games happening as well, which we'll try to get you caught up on in a moment. Here's Megan Mossy. Wheeling up the left-hand side with speed. Mossy powering into the offensive zone. Collides there with, now looked like Alyssa Passetti. Now Sorokin trying to drive through the middle of that one. Deflected up, and that'll bring a stoppage now with 13:31 to go in period number 3. Still tied at 1 here between Etobicoke and Burlington. Lexi Stannett and Riley Sorokin scoring for their respective clubs back in period number 2. Adriana Milani to take the draw against Sarah Manis. She's going to be asked to step out. So in comes Emma Beauchamp to take the draw this time around. Faceoff tied up, won by Burlington. Played to the right-hand boards, and now going to be chipped back out by Kate Manis. Venusiel back in her own zone, trying to escape the Burlington forecheck, and a 3-on-2 potentially developing here for the Dolphins, but they lose it on the bouncer. Now chip back up the right-hand side. Beauchamp trying to send it towards the net. Her shot just went wide. Now Haslam tried to find it, gets it to Beauchamp. Beauchamp trying to cut through the middle. She does. Great move. Beauchamp on the back end scores! What a goal by Emma Beauchamp! And for the first time this afternoon, Etobicoke has the lead. It's 2-1.
That play was absolutely, she showcased why she's such a gifted scorer. Her hands, she made that look so good. That play actually started with her right out the face-off dot. She maximized her opportunity. She went in, nice little couple of little dekes in there. Now it's 2-1.
She started the play and ended it. Emma Beauchamp with her 12th goal of the season, and probably one of the nicest ones she is ever going to score, and has given the Dolphins their first lead of the afternoon. That is 2 unanswered from the Finns. But now coming the other way is Alyssa Passetti, centering it in front, deflected just off of a stick and wide. Played back to center as Burlington trying to race back for it. Keelan Son chipping it off the boards, trying to find Chelsea Tiller. Piggott back in her own zone. She blows a tire and is going to be losing control of the puck in the process as Sarah Manis can't quite get to it, I should say. Comes back to the blue line as Ishmael can't quite chip it out of the zone. Now she has a chance to move it up. She's one-on-one into the zone with Chelsea Tiller. Ishmael with a burst of speed, driving that hard, she scores! Sophia Ishmael with a power move to the net, and the puck goes behind Ferguson. Make it 3-1 Finns.
What a great play, end-to-end, and just went in tight, got around the defender, scored to make it 3-1.
6th goal of the season for the George, Ontario native Sophia Ishmael with a gorgeous move. Her and Beauchamp go back-to-back with a couple of beauties to make it a 3-1 Etobicoke lead with just under 12 minutes to go in period 3. And all of a sudden, an offensive outburst from Etobicoke. They know what's at stake. First place is on the line in this one if it finishes in regulation. Play back down low, Delahunt trying to find Mercedes Chiofi on the clear out. And now it's going to be picked back up by Etobicoke as Sawyer flips it towards the net. Look out, bounced right into the chest of Mackenzie Ferguson, who will hold on for a faceoff. And all of a sudden in the third period, Etobicoke breaking out a couple of beautiful goals. First it was Emma Beauchamp making it a 2-1 lead, and Sophia Ishmael grabbing her 6th of the year has given Etobicoke their first multi-goal lead of the afternoon. But we'll see if Burlington can mount a comeback here, approaching the halfway point of period 3. Foul for the puck at the blue line. It stays on side for the moment. And Volson nearly got it. Now she does, but is going to lose it almost immediately to Bianca Hart. Hart fires it back in. Around the boards it goes, as trying to get to it first was Addison Butler. Could not quite do so. Battle for the puck and is going to be moved back out by Sorokin. Sorokin into the zone she goes with a good amount of power skating. behind the net. Van Volsen can't quite get it as she's tied up with Mercedes Chiofi. They continue to battle. Puck's up in the air, bounces off the top of the boards, and it's sent right back down low on the stick play made by Fiona Waddick. Now it's Mossy at center. Skates across the zone. Mossy into the offensive zone, off the crossbar and out. Boy, what a shot from Mossy, but she rings it off of the iron. Almost made it a 4-1 Etobicoke lead. Milani up the right wing, right on the money for Beauchamp, but she is offside. And Chris, once again, the patented, powerful shot from Megan Mossy, but this time an operatic singing of the iron as it went by Ferguson, but not by the net.
Oh my good, yeah, and she grabbed that out of the air, got it to her stick, got that shot off, all in basically one fluid motion, missed by just that much.
Face off in front of the Etobicoke bench is won by the Dolphins. Beauchamp dropping it off. Venucio just able to clear it back to center, now going to be picked up by Lexi Stanek. Approaching the halfway point of period number 3. Etobicoke has now scored 3 unanswered over the course of the second and third period. 2 especially here in the final regulation frame. Play back to center, bouncing over the stick of Scott. She has to backtrack to get to this puck first. But it's picked up and a pass right in front. And Caitlin Charlton had a one-time opportunity but was handcuffed at the last moment. Beauchamp up the right side, powers through the middle. Can't quite hold the play, trying to get it back down low. And now picked up by Sandilands. She loses the handle on it. Recollected by Milani. Across the line she comes. Milani taking a shot towards the net. Glove save made by Ferguson. And she'll freeze for a faceoff with 9:32 to go in period 3. Etobicoke now up 3-1 on Burlington in a key game for first place in the league.
Yeah, this period really opened up. The game started off a little bit slow. Second period we saw a little bit more. And we're seeing so much more in this period.
9.5 now to go in the period. Battle for the puck on the right-hand side. Sent back in by Etobicoke, and a shot from just shy of the faceoff circle went wide of the goal. Rushpler tried to send it down low, but now it's going to be picked up by Jayla Carter, who looks ahead. Long stretch pass picked off on a nice reach back by Sandilands. And now coming the other way is Kayla Tiller, Now picked up again, Eden Gowing with a wrister. She just missed the net. Great look for her, but had to bring it down a little bit more to try and get it on goal. Now Rushpler trying to power up the right-hand side, trying to beat Chelsea Tiller to the puck. Now picked up by Gowing, just able to get it across the line. Piggott coming across the blue, firing that one back in. Carter with a good backhand pass for Son, who nearly got picked off there by Megan Mossy, unintentionally throwing it towards her own netminder. Ferguson was wanting to cover up and instead elects to play it. 8.5 to go in the period as it's now picked back up by Alyssa Pissetti. Pissetti trying to get around Sorokin. Goes behind the net now as the Dolphins able to play it back into the middle. Fire back in by Chiofi. That's now going to be picked up in the near corner as it was whacked out of the air by a high stick. And Etobicoke will get the last touch, and that will blow play dead with 8:06 to go in the period.
Yeah, this period, they're really Barracudas are coming back here. They're making it a little bit more interesting here, especially late in this third period.
Still got a bit of time to make a comeback happen, but they're starting to run out of time. That's the issue for Burlington. And now, especially being down in a 2-goal hole, the comeback with 8 minutes to go in the third period is an even tougher hill to climb. Pass going through the middle, now going to be fired back in on a good send-in by Mercedes Chiofi. Prendergast electing to play it. Now comes to the blue line, Della Hunt. Trying to send it back down low, going to be picked up now by Caitlin Charlton. Charlton walking to the top of the circle. She fires, deflected off of a leg and just wide. 7.5 left to go in the third period now. Goes down into the corner, rimmed around the boards is Fakari trying to get the play first as she runs into Chiofi. And now it's going to be moved out. Or it looked like it was going to be moved out by Sorokin. She button hooks back to the blue line. Now Karen passes just out of the reach of Haslam. Della Hunt. Chip play off the boards. Charlton couldn't bring it in cleanly. Comes back to center, and Etobicoke with the movement out on a 3-on-2 on the right side. It's Adriana Milani. Beautiful backhand pass. Tried to set it up for Beauchamp, who was streaky through the middle. but could not collect it cleanly, or connect on that cleanly, I should say. Less than 7 to go in the third period. Time starting to run out for Burlington. Pass in the middle, Adriana Milani. Karen bounce right onto the tape of Beauchamp. Now she drops it off, trying to set up her teammate. Now comes back just shy of the line. Venuccio shot save made by Ferguson. Rebound, hop back to the right side as Milani tried to throw it back to the front of the goal. But Ferguson's going to cover up for a face-off with 6:34 to go in the third period. Etobicoke not laying off the gas pedal here, Chris, and that's why they're rewarded with this 3-1 lead.
Yeah, absolutely. The aggressive forecheck of the Barracudas is being matched very well by the defense and transition game of the Etobicoke Dolphins.
Face off to Ferguson's right. They're going to kick it out of the face-off circle, so in comes Sophia Ishmael. And she will win this face-off as Bertelson finding to try and get it first. Around the boards it goes. Now picked up by Keelan Son, clearing it off the boards, enough to get to center. As now Piggott runs into Kaylee Tiller at center. Bit of a tough collision there, but she's able to skate on through it. Piggott can't collect the puck cleanly, loses the handle on it, as now Kaylee Tiller bringing it up the right side for Burlington. Tiller playing it back down low. Sandylands moves it around the boards, finds Sawyer. Sawyer through the middle, bad pass, picked off at the line. Kate Manis with a shot and a standing glove save made by Prendergast, and she will hold on for a face-off with 5:58 to go in period number 3. And again, Chris, just a really bad turnover there by the Dolphins, their first sloppy play of the period, and it almost came back to haunt them.
Yeah, thank goodness once again Prendergast was there and get the save. But yeah, you're right. That could have been easily cut this lead down to 3-2.
Less than 6 minutes to go now in the third period as the Dolphins trying to clear the line by Kent. Chelsea Tiller throwing it towards the goal. That one blocked in front by a diving Riley Sorokin. Now Chelsea Tiller getting it to Manis, who shoots and she hits the post. Sarah Manis hitting it bar north as that one goes way up and out of play.
What a drag on that play to get around the defense. That was incredible, and what a shot. Again, in this case, missed it by just that much.
Probably the best chance of the period Burlington has had, and unfortunately, though, Sarah Manis hitting the top of the post. Here's Mossy looking up the right wing. Milani with a pass to the right or left wing for Rylan Haslam. She gets tied up on her way to the net. Puck goes towards the goal, and it's going to be covered up by Ferguson with 5:24 remaining in the period. Again, hopefully the iPad does hold up for the rest of this period. But Etobicoke in the driver's seat right now, trying to shut it down for their 13th win of the season. And they're on a good route right now, but still have to lock it down here approaching the final 5.
Yeah, and I love your point earlier. Burlington, they're playing really well, but they're quickly running out of time here.
Another goal here for Etobicoke could really seal Burlington's fate in this one. Beauchamp wanted a timeout, but does not get it as a result of the faceoff taker being thrown out. And now a chance for Chelsea Tiller. Plays it up ahead for Sarah Manis. Quickly up for Charlton. Charlton, return pass for Sarah Manis. And that pass is just off target. Dolphins pick it back up. Here's Chelsea Tiller. Or pardon me, that's Rylan Haslam. My apologies. Coming the other way. Getting my teams mixed up already. Haslam playing it down low, trying to set up Milani. Less than 5 to go in the period. Burlington running out of time, trailing by 2. Haslam cutting in the corner, trying to drive the net. Got tied up, wraparound opportunity, hit the side of the net. Another chance, Bertelson. Her shot's blocked by Madeline Delahunt. And that one cleared off the boards and back to the Etobicoke end. Scott up the right wing, going to be deflected in by Haslam to nullify an icing call. Mercedes Chiofi couldn't clear the line. Trying to get some support from Eden Gowing. She can't clear it out either. Gowing deflecting it off of Bertelson and up in the air. Bertelson will fire back in on the forehand. And be picked up by Madeline Delahunt. To Son. Now it's Passetti. Right side, Gowing going to fire it back in on the forehand, and Burlington looks to give chase. We'll keep our eye on Mackenzie Ferguson and see if she gets the call to the bench for the extra attacker. As time's starting to run out here for Burlington. Now Etobicoke maybe trying to look for the insurance well, not so much the insurance goal, but the end game goal, trying to make it 4-1 potentially here late in the third period. Played up the middle, but this is bouncing towards the Etobicoke net, and that one is going to be icing against Burlington with 3:35 to go in the third period, as again, Burlington just can't seem to enter the zone, and that just shows how well the defense of the Dolphins really has been in this third period. It's been a huge difference maker.
Yeah, I say it once, I say it 1,000 times. The defensive structure of the Dolphins causes headaches for so many teams, and Burlington is now experiencing that this afternoon.
And that's why their goals against is only at 17 so far this season. That is second best. And they have the best goal differential at plus 64 coming into today's game, which is absolutely astonishing. Those are numbers I don't even see calling OHL or NOJHL games back home in Sudbury. It's crazy how powerful this Etobicoke team really has been, just such a well-rounded roster. 3 minutes to go in the third period. Burlington running out of time, but here they come maybe with a chance. Sarah Manis blows a tire in the offensive zone, and that's going to cough up the puck. Pick back up at center. As Brown playing it to Carter. Carter back to Dara Brown, trying to take it across the line. 2:45 remaining in the third period. Around the back of the net goes Sorokin. Sorokin wheeling and dealing through the middle with a couple of nice moves. Sorokin looking for her second of the afternoon. Sorokin just lost a handle on it, crossing the blue line. Now 2.5 remaining in the period. Now it's pinned along the corner between the twos, Rylan Haslam and Chelsea Tiller. Puck comes free. Jayla Carter's there to find it. She'll skate kick it out, and she's actually having to skate kick it out because she lost her stick. Comes back to center. Caitlin Charlton trying to power across the line, but can't do so. Burlington caught in a line change. Here's Milani the other way. Up the right wing, curls, toe drags, and shoots. That's blocked by Chelsea Tiller. Milani back to Mossy at the blue line. She shoots. That one's also blocked this time by Caitlin Charlton. Kaylee Tiller can't clear the line. Thrown back behind the net with 2 minutes to go in regulation. Time running out for Burlington. Down by 2. If they can get it up, they might pull Ferguson for the extra attacker. Here's Kaylee Tiller trying to cut through the middle. Good reach there by Beauchamp, intercepting that one. Chelsea Tiller across for Della Hunt. Della Hunt quickly up for Son. Son trying to power through the middle. She can't make the play. And now Etobicoke bringing it right back up. Taylor Scott. Cross she comes with a couple of nice moves. Just able to get around Eden Gowing for the moment. 1.5 left in regulation. Up the left side, Son fired in on the forehand as Burlington in the midst of a line change. Rachel Piggott, 1:20 left now in regulation. Time really becoming the enemy here for the Barracudas. Across the line comes Piggott. Piggott with a power move, gets around Delahunt. Now she'll backhand it to the opposite side of the ice. As Sawyer colliding there on the other side with Addison Butler. They continue to jockey for the puck. Final minute of the third period. Etobicoke just looking to lock it down defensively. They continue to battle right in front of the Burlington bench. It's still tied up along the boards. Officials telling them to move the puck. Burlington's got to get it out, and they do, but it's collected now by Ishmael. Ishmael up the right side. Drops off. Piggott wrister on goal. Ferguson makes the save and will hold with 40.7 left in regulation, and an offensive zone draw coming for Etobicoke, and it looks like Kevin Greco is going to pull out the whiteboard and call his timeout, and that is indeed what we are going to get.
Yeah, the Dolphins, even though they're up 3-1, they're not taking the foot off the pedal.
So timeout call by the Barracudas, and this will buy them a bit of time, and probably a good time to call this timeout as well, considering that they have to take a big defensive zone draw and quickly move it out because time not on their side with just over 40 seconds left to go. 40.7 as a matter of fact. And again, we're hoping the iPad hangs on right to the very end. We're so close as Burlington trying to mount the comeback, but trailing by 2, giving up 3 unanswered over the course of the second and third period is not a situation they were hoping to be in. So both teams drawing out the whiteboard. Joe Bukovich, the head coach of the Dolphins, leading Team Ontario Red to a gold medal in Quebec. And Kevin Greco drawing up the strategy for his Burlington Barracudas. And a big face-off coming up to the left of Mackenzie Ferguson. So here we go, face-off to the left of the Burlington netminder. Looks like it's going to be Grace Van Volsen facing off here against Sarah Manis. Face-off. One by Burlington, comes to the right side, looking to push it out. Passetti trying to get it across the line, couldn't do so. 30 seconds remains now. Played up the left wing. Ferguson gets the call to the bench. The extra attacker is out for the Barracudas with 25 seconds left. Time is going to run out by the looks of things for them unless they can get it up. One last chance. Kate Manis pushing up the left side. Cuts through the middle. Manis into the zone. Drop pass opportunity here for them to shoot, and they do, but it goes wide. 10 seconds left, and Etobicoke gets it down to center, and that is going to do it. As it's picked back up by Burlington, they'll play it through the middle, but they are out of time. Finns win! Finns win! The Dolphins win and are back in first place as they knock off the Burlington Barracudas by a 3-1 final. And what a finish to a great afternoon here in Etobicoke as the Dolphins are back at the top of the leaderboards. They are first in the OWHA U22 Elite Division.
Yeah, and I think the story for me, don't get me wrong, great goaltending at both sides. Great goals were scored, but to me it was the defense of the Etobicoke Dolphins, limiting the Burlington Barracudas to single-digit shot totals each period. Absolutely remarkable.
And both teams shake hands after what was a fantastic contest this afternoon, and we were so glad to bring it for you here from the Ford Performance Center. Don't forget, Dolphins back in action tomorrow. They take on the Central York Panthers. Game time for that one at 12:15 here from Etobicoke. Hope you can join us for this one. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. On behalf of Chris Sinclair and our entire Dolphins organization, I'm Thomas Mercy, signing off for now from the Ford Performance Center, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow afternoon when the Dolphins take on the Central York Panthers. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. This has been a presentation of Dolphins Hockey on YouTube Live.